Hello, everyone. Initially, I made up my mind I was not going to talk about this whole issue. I have not even watched, as I am, I haven't watched any of the videos that I see flying around, and I'm talking about the interview between that Kenneth Okonkwo gave, and I see a lot of reaction. I think there are certain things that he said either about Mr. Peter Obi or analyze. I haven't watched, and this is I haven't watched anything. I deliberately didn't watch it because initially I was like, I was not going to talk about it. But I just saw Jeff Okoroafor, who on Opinion Niger. By the way, look up Opinion Niger. They have a lot of, interesting pieces out there. And so he sent this in. He calls this Kenneth Okonkwo's descent into delusion, a case of desperation and hypocrisy by Jeff Okorafor. So this is what I'm going to read out is the opinion that Jeff, has out here. So he said Kenneth Okonkwo's accusation against Peter Obi do not hold up to scrutiny. First, his claim that Peter Obi is not fighting hard enough ignores the fact that Obi challenged the election result up to Supreme Court. What more does Okonkwo expect? Does he want Pete Obi to take up arms? His criticism suggests either misunderstanding of Nigeria's legal system or a deliberate attempt to paint Obi as weak. And so for me, I hear a lot when people are saying, oh, Peter Obi did not fight enough. Peter Obi did not fight enough. I mean, fight like how? Oh, he needed to carry people and say, oh, be on the street. Why didn't every other person tell people to be on the streets? I mean, it's like when Chibok gets abduction happened. We weren't waiting for the parents to tell us to be on the street. We came out and we were on the street. And by the way, this is the part that I hate the most. People were on the street from the day, even before they started announcing the election. Prior to, I think, 2-3 days before the final result, from this day they started collating those results in Abuja, people were on the streets. Nigerians simply refused to join them. They didn't join them, and then they are looking for everything excuse to say that, oh, this is the reason why they didn't join. And I see people who say, oh, if I had 6 million people voting for me, yes, you would have put their lives on the line. But Mr. Peter Obi said he doesn't want to put anybody's life on the line. If there's any example of I don't think my ambition or my winning is not worth anybody's blood. This is it. This is what it means. Because I just don't get it. All of this thing. Does Mr. Peter Obi have two heads? Why are we not doing it? Why are we, every one of us, why are we not doing whatever it is that we say that he's not doing? For me, that's why the things I look at. Why I do it? You understand? Do it. So the next thing said, in recent weeks, Nollywood actor turned political commentator Kenneth Okonkwo has taken to social media and television platforms to launch scathing attacks against Peter Obi, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate. His latest accusation that Peter Obi has betrayed him and the obedient movement reeks of desperation, inconsistency, and a troubling lack of self-awareness. Worse still, Kenneth Okonkwo's rhetoric increasingly mirrors the hypocrisy he once condemned in the All Progressive Congress. Like I said, I haven't watched this. I haven't watched his video. When I started seeing, on Twitter, people talking about this whole that he said betrayed him, whether Peter Obi. I thought maybe, sometimes people try to twist things. When people say certain things, they twist them. But I've seen increasingly more people, reacting to it. I've seen a lot of reaction to this whole thing. And so Jeff Okoroafor continued by saying, a closer examination of Kenneth Okonkwo's political trajectory reveals a man whose loyalty shifts with the wind, whose arguments lack empirical grounding, and whose recent outbursts suggest either delusion or a hidden agenda against Peter Obi. Kenneth Okonkwo was one of the most vocal supporters of Peter Obi during the 2023 election. He positioned himself as chief defender of the obedient movement, frequently appearing on TV to attack the APC and defend Peter Obi's policies. Fast forward to 2024, and Kenneth Okonkwo now accuses Peter Obi of betrayal, a claim that collapses under scrutiny. What exactly is Peter Obi's alleged betrayal? This is what Jeff Okoroafor is asking. Kenneth Okonkwo claims that Peter Obi didn't do enough to reclaim his mandate in court. I don't know what doing enough. He went all the way to Supreme Court. Kenneth Okonkwo was one of the lawyers. He took in lawyers. I mean, he did I don't know, maybe there's something I'm missing somewhere. Uh, but this argument ignores reality. Peter Obi pursued his case to the Supreme Court, exhausting all legal avenues. Does Kenneth Okonkwo expect Peter Obi to stage a coup? His criticism is not just unfair, it's irrational. Moreover, according to Jeff Okoroafor, Kenneth Okonkwo's sudden shift raises questions about his motives. Is he genuinely concerned about the movement, or is he frustrated that his own political relevance is fading? His recent tone echoes the same baseless accusations that APC propagandists use to discredit opposition figures. Kenneth Okonkwo's accusation against Peter Obi do not hold to scrutiny. First, his claim that Peter Obi okay, I think I've read that already. Second, Kenneth Okonkwo's assertion that Obi is not speaking out enough against Tinubu's government is demonstrably false. Obi has consistently criticized Tinubu's policies, from the disastrous fuel subsidy removal to the falling value of Naira. Okonkwo's selective amnesia is telling. I don't understand. If they're sending one person, literally every issue, Mr. Peter Obi is talking about it. Literally every issue. He's the opposition that we have in Nigeria, the only opposition. Political parties don't even talk nothing. Literally, it's a sole opposition, figure out there talking about everything. To the extent they are not saying, oh, it's everything that he's talking about this thing. So how is he not doing that? Did Kenneth Okonkwo actually say that? Have you guys watched the video? Like I said earlier, I haven't, watched that video. Third, according to Jeff Okoroafor, he said his complaint that the obedient movement is leaderless reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of how grassroots movements function. Movements are not called. They do not require a single dictator. The obedient movement thrives on collective action, not blind loyalty to one man. Okonkwo's demand for Peter Obi to control the movement suggests he misunderstands its organic nature. Did Kenneth Okonkwo say that they should control the movement? I find that hard to believe. What? Control who? See, this is the thing I kept saying right from the. There is no movement that he's going as in control, as in people are slaves or people are what? These are citizens. Citizens are angry. Citizens are tired. Citizens are feeling pain. Citizens are hungry. Which control is Peter Obi controlling anybody to come and say he should control the obedient movement? Okay, that means he should control the whole citizens in Nigeria, because literally people think that it's the people who are saying they are obedient on Twitter that the obedient movement. Obedient movement cuts across everywhere, in everywhere. What makes Kenneth Okonkwo's attacks particularly galling is their resemblance to APC tactics. Like the APC, which blamed the PDP for 16 years while failing in its own promises, Okonkwo now blames Obi for not single-handedly fixing Nigeria's problem despite not being in power. Additionally, Okonkwo employs the same emotional blackmail tactics used by APC loyalists who often attack critics by questioning their patriotism. He now does the same, implying that Obi supporters are blind followers. Are you guys kidding me? Maybe I need to go and listen to this interview, because I'm just hearing this mass. I didn't even hear any of this one. I'm just seeing this one for the first time. Please put in the comment section whether you think what Jeff Okoroafor is saying here is actually the interview that Kenneth Okonkwo did. Was like APC propagandists, Okonkwo offers no constructive alternative, just complaints. His recent alliances raised further eyebrows. He has been spotted cozying up to non-APC sympathizers, leading many to wonder if his sudden vitriol is part of a large smear campaign against Peter Obi. Given his erratic behavior, one must ask, is Kenneth Okonkwo truly an obedient, or is he a wolf in sheep's clothing, according to Jeff Okoroafor? Obi suggests, his sudden flip-flops after years of defending Obi suggests either personal frustration or external influence. His rhetoric increasingly aligns with anti-Obi narratives pushed by APC media. Some speculate Okonkwo is angling for political relevance, using controversy to stay in the spotlight. If Kenneth Okonkwo truly cared about good governance, he would focus on policy critics, not personal attacks on Obi, says Jeff Okoroafor. Instead, he sounds more like a man bitter about his own fading influence. Kenneth Okonkwo's recent outbursts against Peter Obi are not just misguided, they are dangerous. By parroting APC-style propaganda, he risks dividing the obedient movement and weakening opposition to Tinubu's failing government. True allies hold leaders accountable with facts, not emotional tantrums. If Kenneth Okonkwo wants to be taken seriously, he should return to issue-based criticism, not desperate hypocritical rants that only help the APC. Otherwise, history will remember him not as a revolutionary, but as a turncoat who lost his way, according to Jeff Okoroafor. Like I said earlier, I really even didn't want to even talk about this, but when I saw this opinion piece, I put it out there. What do you think about Jeff Okoroafor's assessment of the interview that Kenneth Okonkwo did? Like I said to you, I've not watched the interview, I've not listened. I just deliberately refused to listen to it, and initially I didn't even want to talk about it, but when I saw the opinion, Jeff Okoroafor's write-up on Opinion Niger, let me put it out here. Thank you for watching. Bye.